There's a lot in the news now about the importance of decluttering, getting rid of stuff, becoming more minimalist. They find that people that use a lot of clutter, oftentimes it clogs their thinking. It makes them feel depressed. And we also know that if you're a hoarder, or you grew up with hoarding parents, or you grew up with chaos, or in an abusive home, you will have much more tendencies to clutter, to fill your place with stuff. In fact, when we get into the personality profile of most hoarders, we find a lot of childhood neglect, abuse, all kinds of emotional and physical atrocities happening to children. And when those children grow up into adults, they need to fill that void that was stolen from them their whole life, their whole heart, with stuff. And what we know is when you're an adult in a relationship and you came from that kind of home, not only will you use that stuff to make you feel more protected, more buffered, but you will use stuff to clutter your mind, so that when relationship problems happen, as they do in every relationship, including healthy relationships, that your sense is to avoid them, to fill it with stuff, giving too much, doing too much, being too much, instead of uncluttering. This video is for you. How to unclutter or declutter your mind. And you're going to have to practice this every day, especially if your childhood was chaotic, or you grew up with abusive parents, or you grew up with parents who were hoarders. Then you too will have a tendency to clutter, to use stuff to fill up that empty void. So as you go through and you start practicing some of these, expect flashbacks, expect bad dreams, expect maybe a sense of panic, of loss as you get rid of stuff. But whatever you do, don't stop decluttering, because the more you're able to live with mild anxiety as you declutter, the better off you're going to be, and you eventually can escape this terrible vicious cycle. So the first thing is, I want you to keep a gratitude log. I want you to write down 3 things every day that you're grateful for, and put it in a themed book so you can look back, date it, and continue to do that. No matter what kind of day you have, 3 things that you are grateful for. Journal. Journal your thoughts. Journal what it feels like when you start minimizing, when you throw things away. The more you write down, maybe it was a tough time you noticed in your relationship and it triggered you to go get stuff or to save stuff. Bring stuff in closer in your bedroom, closer to you. If you find that and you're calling that nesting, more likely it's something much deeper than that. It's you using clutter to buffer your thoughts so you can numb yourself a little bit. Laugh. Try to turn on funny videos. Watch whatever you can. Try to talk to your partner and find the funny part of things. When you're looking at people or you're judging different situations or events, look for the humor. The more you can laugh, the more you can ease up that intensity, that feeling of needing protection, of vigilance, and it's going to help you let go a little bit more of the clutter in your head. Try to zone out. We forget that daydreaming, zoning out, whether that's through running, walking, a walk in the woods, whatever it is, try to have time to just zone out. Within that zone out is real healing potential for your mind, to help declutter, to help quiet the mind so those thoughts can start releasing, so that you don't feel the need to protect that little inner part of yourself that was hurt when you were a child. Control your needs intake. Yes, you want a new handbag, but do you really need it? Start looking at what you have around you that you have duplicates or triplicates of. And we all do it, especially if you came from a home that you felt, you didn't have that. Maybe it was a deep sense of love. Maybe it was a deep sense of connection. And that's why your closet is full of shoes. Whatever it is, it's more than just getting rid of it. It's getting rid of it and feeling it, and then writing writing in your journal what that feeling is, the more you can catharsis it, the less needy you'll become of stuff. Control your media intake. When you see different movies, different shows, you may not even realizing, but it's sending you subtle triggers. And after a show, you may go out and go, oh, I really liked her shirt. I'm going to go buy that. I'm going to look for that. That impulse to go look for it is something that's going on with you. It's filling a space. And when you can start watching what you watch, monitoring it, having your journal there so you can write down, I saw that. That was a trigger. That made me want to go buy something. That made me want to go buy a food. Advertisers play on that. And they play on it for the general public. But don't forget, if you grew up in a home where there was abuse or you witnessed trauma, then you are the kind of person that are really going to take that advertising seriously. And it's going to make you follow through unless you can stop it, write about it, and then reflect on it when you're in a safe place. Get creative. Maybe you can make a vision board. Maybe you can set a goal calendar. Whatever you can do to channel that anxiety, that need for stuff into something else as you're getting rid of things, the better off you're going to be. Exercise. I can't say enough about the power of exercise. It lowers anxieties, gives you confidence, makes you feel more in control of what's going on. Get clear about your priorities. Your priority is to live without all this stuff around you. Because the more stuff you carry, not only in your physical space, but what you carry in your space carries in your mind. It makes you heavier, makes you more intense, makes you less able to open your heart to love, to not only give love, but to receive love. And so many people that grew up feeling unloved, feeling just chaos and trauma, do not have the capacity to actually accept love. And you can get that once you start getting rid of the junk around you so that it can manifest in getting rid of the junk in your head. Do something kind for someone else. When we act out kindness for someone else, it makes us see, this is me giving to you and having great compassion and respect for you as the giver. So not only are you doing something nice for someone else, you're doing something nice for yourself. And let go. I know it's tough, guys. I know it's really scary to get rid of that clutter, to get rid of that stuff. But I believe in you, and I think you can do it because so many of my clients have. Remember, the mind is cluttered. You can't think. You're confused. You get depressed. You get anxious. You start wondering what other people think of you. That is all what's happening inside you, and it begins with all this junk you're carrying around to protect you, to buffer you, to numb you from what you need to feel. You have a right to feel. You deserve to be able to feel. Just make sure that you follow these tools so that as you let go, you won't be seduced or triggered back into starting over again. And if you do, play the video again and start over.